We've made a lot of friends in Weston Lakes in the past few days, all because we gave up the community's little secret.
Is today the day the fence falls in, or is today the day the house slips over the edge?
On social media, I've been called a hitman, quoting, "This Dolcefino dude is the same as an ambulance chaser and looks like a used car salesman." I've even been called a POS, P-O-S. What does that stand for? Just kidding, I know. Why are the rich folks so mad at me?
We're going to lose our home. No matter what, Wayne, we're going to lose our home.
Why?
The drainage water comes out and it eats our land daily.
Turns out some folks in Weston Lakes are more concerned about their own property values, the neighborhood's image, rather than the fate of their neighbors, Joe and Jill Nixon.
We were going to sit here and grow old together and travel. I had just retired, and I've been out of retirement 3.5 years now trying to fund this thing.
Their dream home is disappearing. Nearly 2/3 of their 1.6-acre property is gone, eaten up by bad drainage that Fort Bend County had warned developers of Weston Lakes about. The Nixons wanted to fix it, but were told no, so they finally had to sue the Weston Lakes Property Owners Association. Pat Geiger is certainly not a fan. He wrote, "This is absolute BS," quoting, "There are 1,500 homes in Weston Lakes, and less than 0.5% are affected by the poor design. We're glad Pat is one of the lucky ones. By his math, only 7 people will lose their entire retirement investments in Weston Lakes." Quoting, "Future residents of that side of the street should certainly beware, not those of the broader subdivision." Guess you have to wonder, if you're shopping for a new home in Weston Lakes, which part of the neighborhood could vanish. Wonder if they tell you that stuff. But here's the real problem, Pat. Have you ever read the neighborhood's covenant, the promise made when you moved to Weston Lakes, or any neighborhood? Maybe that should be the real warning. Just in case you lost it on the golf course, quoting, "All drainage will be maintained by the Homeowners Association." Quoting, "In the event of the failure of the drainage facilities, the association may levy and assess a special assessment from the owners of lots in the subdivision to remedy, repair, or otherwise cure such failure." Look at this email from Mark Vogler. It's important. He's the chief engineer of the Fort Bend County Drainage District. Quoting, "We told the developers in the planning stages that this channel, if left in its natural state, did not meet our standards for acceptance. We required him to document this commitment for the HOA to maintain all drainage easements." And that's exactly what happened. Guess Weston Lakes kept that a secret from you, huh?
But I am a part of Weston Lakes. I'm a citizen out here, and I expect them to honor that.
So here's to the folks in Weston Lakes screaming fake news. In the last 2 years, Weston Lakes may have already spent $400,000 just on lawyers fighting to not do the right thing. Dues went up $100 in the last year to pay for it. They could go up a lot more. Didn't hear that from the Weston Lakes sales pitch the other day. Where are they getting the money to raise the legal money?
From me, from Jill, and every other resident in Weston Lakes.
It's about what it would have cost to just buy the Nixons out, instead of just ignoring the vanishing land that will threaten other homes. Maybe you'll get lucky. All the other potential plaintiffs will just move away and not mention it when they sell their homes. Ron Treat said, quote, "I feel just as bad for them as anyone else. It's about you and your hit piece." So Ron, if it's a hit to simply show the promises the neighborhood made to the Nixons, well, I plead guilty. Quoting, "How will this help them in court, you wrote? Please explain if you can." Okay, I'll try. If Weston Lakes had honored their word to the folks who live there, then there wouldn't have been a lawsuit. Why don't you just let the Nixons fix the property themselves when they wanted to? I bet if one of you critics has a problem with your homes, you're going to expect the neighborhood to honor their word to you. I just bet. But if you'd rather pay more dues and watch your neighbors' homes just disappear, face the prospect of losing millions of dollars for cheating them, well, it's true. I can't stop you. But I can warn folks to think twice about moving to a place where their neighbors are so, neighborly. Because you guys have done more to damage the reputation of the place with your nasty comments than I ever did. Ron Treat also wrote this. I'm afraid the Nixons are losing a lot of support over this. Why, Ron? Because they're not willing to keep the secret? Not willing to watch their retirement investments sink away because of bad drainage that Weston Lakes knew about even before they moved in?